Yo, this is a new segment today. I'm going to give you my team of the week. Now, I'm going to try and bring you this every week. Yeah. Obviously, after the Monday night's football. So we've watched the whole weekend's football and then the Monday night fixture. Then I'm going to pick from the performances with who should be in my team of the week. But I'm going to need you guys' help. So from now on, any player that you feel like has performed well and deserves to be in the team of the week, I need you lot to get your comments in and let me know in real time. But yeah, I'm gonna start this one off this week based off the games that I've seen. So in goal, I've gone for Trafford. He made a great save or two, kept a clean sheet. But the main thing for me was this is his Premiership debut as well for Leeds. But the main thing for me was he had presence in goal. He had presence, and that's something that I think he's built. One thing with Trafford, he's always looked like a talented keeper, but he's never been the biggest. He's quite slight. Yeah, he's never really had that like number one big club keeper presence. But now he's becoming to get that presence, that aura. Do you know what I mean? All big keepers have a presence, have an aura. You look around the Premiership or in world football, they all have a presence or aura, or I don't know, they're a bit mad, they're a bit crazy. There's something about their personality that stands out. Before with Trafford, there was nothing. It was like he was just a talented keeper. But I'm starting to see that presence now. So yeah, Trafford in goal. The two centre backs, I've got Gay. Although he played in midfield, I feel like he deserves to get in at centre back. Cause that performance like took us all by surprise. Playing in midfield for City took us all by surprise. But his ability with the ball at his feet for a centre back was outstanding. Like we all knew that he's good at bringing the ball out from the back and whatnot. He scores a few goals, technically good goals as well. So we all know he's good with the ball at his feet, but not actually. When you're actually playing in midfield, it's a different picture. When you're as a centre back, you're seeing the whole picture. So it's easier. Do you know what I mean? In midfield, you're receiving the ball from different angles. So you're receiving the ball with your back to the game. It's different pictures that you're seeing. Your awareness has to be 10 times more. Do you know what I mean? And he handled it like he's been playing there for years. So yeah, Gay has to get in there. Ajayi for Hull, he scored the opener and he was just dominant at the back. Like just dominant. Like even when United put on Sesko, you're thinking, all right, cool, they're getting a lot of crosses in. Sesko's gonna cause some trouble. No. Ajayi was dominant all the way through. So yeah, those are my two centre backs, Gay and Ajayi. Left back, I've gone for Potter, Lewis Potter. I think he overall was one of the standout performers in any position over the weekend. Yeah, technically brilliant, great movement. He manipulates spaces. Like once Brentford are on the front foot, he literally finds the space to hurt the opposition wherever that space is. He's popping up right wing. He's popping up in the cam position. He's popping up anywhere between the lines or even beyond where there's space to hurt the opposition. But what most impressed me in the game was how he got to his goal. So the movement for his goal. You saw he done that double movement like he was a striker, a bit like Gay. He got football intelligence to perform to a high level in different areas of the pitch. So he done a double move, like his double movement to get in position to score that goal. Before the cross come in, he's made a run like he's going back post. Then he's darted to the front post and tucked it away. So yeah, Potter left back. Ben White right back. I think his connection with Saka is just a brilliant tool for Arsenal down that right-hand side. They look so dangerous with Ben White and Saka in tandem. But his engine was brilliant as well. Probably because he had a good rest. He didn't go to the World Cup. He was up and down all game. His engine was outstanding. And his quality, when he gets in that final third, Ben White isn't the type of player to just like fizz it into an error. He picks players out. He likes a little dink cross and that, but he literally, his head is up all the time and he picks players out. So yeah, Ben White at right back. So that's a back four of Ben White right back, Ajayi and Gay centre back, Lewis Potter left back, and obviously we got Trafford in goal. Now, centre midfield, I've got Sangare. Yeah? If you see my videos before, you know I was campaigning for United to sign this midfielder, Mamadou Sangare. Yeah? Flawless. He had a flawless performance. He won the majority of his duels, if not all of them. But what most impressed me about him was his weight of pass. His weight of pass is exquisite. Like, to break lines with his passing, is the weight of it is exquisite, and this he's just got that left-footed stamp, like everything he does just looks a bit better. I heard Jamie Redknapp say it all the time, but I understand it. It's like, but don't get it twisted, some left-footers don't quite have that. Like, it looks a little bit better, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? Then there's other left-footers where it's like, oh, it's just beautiful to watch, man. And then the way he receives the ball, like his awareness, he receives the ball. It's a bit like, it's probably the main talent of Phil Foden, where when he receives the ball, it's like the way he turns out is always the correct way. So it's like the awareness of where the defender is defending you on your back. It's like when he receives the ball, he either turns out right or turns out left. But whichever way he turns out is the opposite direction to where the defender is. But he doesn't look. It's just general, like, it's like when you hear commentators talk about how it's like they got wing mirrors. It's like generally he can just sense it. Do you know what I mean? He's constantly scanning as well, obviously, but when he receives that ball, he just instinctively knows which way to turn out. Yeah, and he strikes the ball well as well. So yeah, Sangare in the centre midfield alongside Enciso. Yeah, brilliant debut for Ipswich, all-round performance, excellent assist. I think that impressed me because he made a brilliant run and he's almost through on goal. Like, a lot of players on their debut through on goal Premiership would have took a strike at goal, but he saw his teammate in a better position and he's just rolled him in for a simple goal for Ipswich. And he made a lot of those runs. He was constantly eliminating defenders, beating them one-on-one. His work rate going backwards as well was excellent. I think he was another standout performer regardless of position. So yeah, Sangare and then Ciso centre mid. Right wing, I've got Palmer. He's back, man. He is back. And he looks like he's playing with a point to prove. And he looks like he's having fun. I think the system, that Alonso system, suits him. And Rodgers. I think they're both like, Rodgers is a left 10. Palmer is a right 10. Like that, I think that for both of them, that is perfect, that system for them. And they're playing with a striker in Pedro who is good at linking with them. And they need that type of, not so much Rodgers, but more Palmer. He needs someone to, that's why he worked well with Jackson, because Jackson is a brilliant striker to link with, to bounce off of, to create runs. Jackson makes any cam look better. Do you understand? But for the team, obviously, Pedro is better. But yeah, back to Palmer. His confidence is there. His confidence is there. Someone like Palmer, they're a bit off the cuff. They have to have confidence. They have to be in that flow state to produce the level of performance they need to produce. And now he's in that confident frame of mind. He's in a system which is perfect for him. He don't have to do much defending. Yeah, I feel like he's just going to flourish. One game a week as well. He was just the main creative source for Chelsea. Yeah, moving on, I got Odegaard in the camp. He gave a real leader's performance for Arsenal. I think he set the tone as he does within the press and within the attack. Everything he done was with urgency. He basically bossed the game from that cam position, from centre midfield. He was dropping in. He was going beyond that times as well. Obviously, he has that link with Saka as well. They create that little trio on the right-hand side with little triangles with Odegaard, Saka, and White, Ben White. But overall, it was just a brilliant leader's performance, man. Yeah, left wing, I got Solis. His debut for Arsenal, I think he was very direct. He was running in behind, a bit similar to Martinelli, but the difference is the end product. When Solis is in those areas, he produces. Whether he's cutting it back, whether he's crossing it, whether he's shooting, everything he does is with real intent and quality. And that's the difference with Solis on that left-hand side. I've said it a lot on my social media. He gives me Overmars vibes. He gives me Overmars vibes. Let me know if you agree in the comments. And up front, I've gone for Pedro. João Pedro. I think when you're playing with two tens, like a right 10 and a left 10, the striker has a big responsibility to hold that ball and link with, because you're playing with two cams now. You're not playing with one. So if the striker isn't able to link with those cams are almost irrelevant. You're basically playing now with 9 men. Do you know what I mean? Those cams, to make it work, the striker has to be basically the glue. Yeah. And that's what Pedro was. But he wasn't just that. He was also a threat in behind. He was a goal threat all game. And he took his goal brilliantly well. Brilliant finish. I think he's another one who's playing with a bit of a point to prove, being that he didn't get picked for Brazil in the World Cup squad. Now, let me just run through my team quickly again. Yeah, so I've got Trafford in goal, Gay and Ajayi centre-backs. I've got Ben White right back, Lewis Potter left back. Centre midfield, I've got Sangare and Ciso. Right midfield, I've got Palmer. In the cam, I've got Odegaard. And left midfield, I've got Solis. Up front, I've got João Pedro. But honourable mentions. Yeah, honourable mentions. I have to give one to Josh King for Fulham. I think he gives me Joe Cole vibes. Not as skillful. He ain't got as many skills, tricks in the bag, so to speak. But there's something about his enthusiasm, like, for the game. That young Joe Cole at West Ham is very similar to Josh King. If I was someone in Josh King's camp, I would definitely advise him to reach out to Joe Cole and try and get some, do you know what I mean, some pointers and whatnot, because they are very similar. He's got a big potential, but just his enthusiasm, his appetite for the game. I'm not talking nothing, obviously technically brilliant, all that stuff. Yeah, we know, it's obvious on the eye, but I mean, the enthusiasm, the mentality. He might make a run. He's quite slight, so he might get pushed off of it and whatnot. And he was getting, Colwell could have got sent off because of the way he was manhandling him, yeah, while he was on a booking. But he doesn't get deterred. He gets up, no rolling around. He gets up, gets on with it again. We saw last season, he had a couple of great goals disallowed. He never let it deter him. So that mentality, that enthusiasm, that spirit is often what the difference between talented players, because I guarantee you there's many Josh Kings in academy football, in youth football, but that mentality, that spirit, that enthusiasm, yeah, that's the make or break thing. Do you know what I mean? And the second honourable mention I got is for another young player, Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think he's taken on that form from the tail end of last season into this season, and he's even stepping now with more authority. He's stepping like, yeah, this is me. Like, I'm him. Like, centre midfield. Yeah, like, I'm not filling in. I'm not, do you know what I mean? This is me. He's making it known now. Like I said with Trafford, he's now getting that presence that he had in academy football. He's now bringing that into the men's game. So yeah, Miles Lewis-Skelly is my second honourable mention. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. Like I said, this weekend, please, when you see the fixtures, when you see the games, whoever's impressing you, let me know in the comments, yeah? So then I can, you can help me incorporate maybe them into making the team of the week, because I might not get to see all the games, you know what I mean? I watch as many 90 minutes as I can. Sometimes I rely on the highlights, but yeah, so if you lot are watching 90 minutes of your team or whoever, and you see someone that stands out, let me know, yeah? Love.